And I'm okay. I'm gonna give you a visual. I'm gonna give you a visual. What I was like watching this, right? So this is me looking at the screen, and then when it was about maybe 20 minutes left in the movie, I'm doing this shit. I'm like, got 10 minutes left. All right, y'all, here we go. So this is what I get for trying to be against the grain and say, okay, everybody's going to see Final Destination. I'm going to see something besides Final Destination. I don't want to go where everybody else goes. I'm going to take my own route. So I said, let me give The Weeknd a chance. Let me give The Weeknd and Jenna Ortega and this independent artsy film a chance, which I knew nothing about, never saw a trailer. I just saw The Weeknd, Jenna Ortega. I'm in. Hurry Up Tomorrow is what I watch. Written by The Weeknd. Executive produced by Jenna Ortega. Hurry Up Tomorrow should have been called Hurry Up and End, because that's what I thought about this movie about 30 minutes into this joint. What the hell? You got some gumbo, right? You got a pot. You got Purple Rain, Misery, Graffiti Bridge. I don't know what else, and some insanity, and you stir it all up, and then you got this pile of dog shit. So yeah, man, you know what? This ain't gonna be a typical review, because typically you're supposed to say who was directed by, what's the plot, and the pros and cons, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. There's only one thing I liked about this movie, and that was the soundtrack. So The Weeknd scored this movie, right? So the movie has a great score. It sounds so good, right? So I think that whoever directed this was trying to manipulate the audience into thinking that they're watching a good film, because there's times where this movie looks really good. There's some really good shots, some good camera angles and stuff, man. A lot of good, cool imagery. Like I said, the music was on point. So it's almost like you take the directing expertise of Martin Scorsese, right? Mix it with a brilliant score, and it looks epic. But it's the only thing it's about a paper bag blowing in the wind. Hey, if you want to compare now to back in the day, movies now look so much better than they did from back in the day. You know what I'm saying? They just look better. They just told better almost. No, they're not told better, but they look a lot better. But here's the thing. They don't be saying shit. It looks good. The effects are better. The CG, all that stuff is grand, you know. But these movies don't know how to tell a fucking story. God damn. Purple Rain is no masterpiece. But I'm from a filmmaker aspect, okay, Purple Rain is poorly acted and all that stuff, but at least it's straightforward to the point, man. It's just about Prince trying to become a star, takes Apollonia under wing, fuck her brains out, Morris Day is his rival, and then we get Purple Rain, the song at the end, and it has everybody in tears. What the fuck was this movie trying to say, y'all? Alright, I feel like I'm stumbling here, but that's because this shit made no sense. This was the most abstract piece of work that I've seen in a long time. And being that The Weeknd wrote this, I said, you know what, they should not let singers write movies. Singers write good songs because it's art, you know. Sometimes you don't even know what the fuck the words, because I still don't know what the fuck Doves Cry mean. I don't know what Purple Rain means, but you feel the music, you know what I mean? I think The Weeknd had his heart broken by a chick. This I'm just taking a stab in the dark here, y'all. I think The Weeknd got his heart broken by a chick, and to express himself, to express his rage, his hurt, his anger, his heartbreak, pen to paper, and express himself the best way he can, and what he came up with this shit, and it just made no damn sense. Like from the jump, this dude is a mess. He's a wreck. He's hurt. He's drinking. He's crying. And the only thing I'm thinking is, I'm like, bro, I said, well, what you crying for? What is you crying for? Like they didn't even give us time to understand who his character was. Well, he's playing himself, but okay, I know who The Weeknd is. I love his songs, but I don't really know him as a person. But if this is how he is as a person, brother, you need Jesus. You know what I'm saying? This nigga drunk and cried and did coke the whole movie, man. And then Jenna Ortega, her character comes in, and only thing I know about her is she's a pyromaniac. She likes to burn shit down, and she just happens to see this nigga in the crowd. They lock eyes. There's a connection there, and she takes him away from his pain. I guess okay, I'm giving you what's going on in the movie here. She takes him away from his pain. He's really hurting right now. He's going through some stuff, and she takes him and she shows him a good time. They have a great time, and then the next day, I guess in his mind, it's like, okay, well, this is just a one night thing, and she thought it was more than that, you know. And he's on that fucking believe him shit, and then she hits him in the back of the head, and then that's when it becomes misery. And then we have a whole segment of this movie where she plays his music back for him while he's tied up, and he's forced to listen to his own music, and she's just around here dancing like she's white girl wasted. I'm gonna give you a visual. I'm gonna give you a visual. What I was like watching this, right? So this is me looking at the screen. And then when it was about maybe 20 minutes left in the movie, I'm doing this shit. I'm like, got 10 minutes left. Like, you know that look you give somebody when they say something, they're talking dumb, and you just have to look at them like, I'm trying to understand what you're talking about. The Weeknd, brother. I understand. I've had my heart broken by a woman. And the way, like, we all deal with pain in our own way. See, me, the way I deal with when a woman breaks my heart is I'll listen to some Teddy P, I'll drink some whiskey, you know, or I just have a whole YouTube playlist of stuff, right, while I'm drinking, dancing to myself, look at myself in the mirror, and maybe shed a tear or two, and then I'm done after that. I'm cool. This motherfucker wrote a whole movie, had him shoot the movie, and put it out there to the world. We're watching this man's pain on screen, but in a very obscure way. Like, there's no straightforwardness. There's no rhyme or reason here. And when the movie goes off, you're just like, what happened? What was that? What was he trying to say? There was no solution. There was no nothing. It was just a lot of cool visuals, The Weeknd's music, and The Weeknd and Jenna Ortega on screen together. That is it. I dare anybody to say this movie is good. All right. Like this almost put me in the mind of Challengers last year, where everything about Challengers looked like it was supposed to be a good movie, but the movie wasn't saying shit, but people thought it was a damn masterpiece. Maybe they're gonna say the same thing about this. I don't know. I'll stick with Purple Rain. Hell, I might even take Graffiti Bridge. At least Graffiti Bridge was easier to follow than this shit. All right, give me Under the Cherry Moon. This movie here, I will never watch again. I don't recommend y'all watch it. If you're really fans of The Weeknd, maybe wait till it, you know, comes on streaming and then watch it. But now I have AMC A-list, so I really didn't pay to see this. But if you'd have went to see this like I did, and you don't have A-list, you'd have been paying $13 to see this shit, and you'd have been mad. Trash. I don't want to give it an F because, like I said, the music was good. It visually looked good. I'll give this a D. All right, I'll be fair and give it a D. I can't give it a full F because the music, I was vibing to the music. I do like The Weeknd, but brother was going through something. Brother was going through something. Whatever drugs he was doing, that showed in this here. I don't even know, intoxicated. I don't know if I can handle this shit, and that's it, and that's all. Have you seen tomorrow? Wait, can't wait till tomorrow. Hurry up tomorrow. Hurry up and end. That's what I call it. Hurry up and end the fuck on. Yeah, that's it. Rashad G signing out. Yeah, I'm out. Fuck this movie.